play Castle, and even hold up Boseiju as well. Value? I guess I was right about 18 being Valcut relevant. Hello, and welcome, guys. We are here for another league with Amulet. And I will say, I debated a couple of interesting possible inclusions for this list. I thought about maybe trimming an Explorer for a Sakura Tribe Elder, as I've seen that card played in some Japanese lists from some people I follow on Twitter, and it seems like an interesting idea, but the truth is I love Explorer too much to do that. I also thought about various ways to include interesting cards in the sideboard, like Dragon Lord Dromoka. I thought about those things, but at the end of the day, I kind of decided that I feel like I should just play the list that I think is the most maximized, I suppose you could say, for the current meta. In fact, in this entire 75, there's only one card that is, in my opinion, a flex slot that I would really change, maybe two cards, and you can probably guess what it is. Immediately, Gaia's Revenge should stand out to you like a sore thumb, because some people will not even know what this card does. It's a 7-mana creature. It's an 8/5 with haste that can't be countered, and it can't be the target of non-green spells or abilities from non-green sources. And the reason why I'm choosing to play this card is because we have one extra slot here in the sideboard, and I decided to fill it with a control killer. The reason why this is Gaia's Revenge and not Carnage Tyrant, the 6-mana 7/6 trample hexproof can't be countered. The reason why we're not playing Carnage Tyrant over Gaia's Revenge, despite the fact that it costs one less, is that Gaia's Revenge has haste, which will allow us to use it to attack and kill a Planeswalker from our blue-white opponents, or perhaps just straight up kill them. And the only thing that really deals with either of these two cards, realistically, is Supreme Verdict. And I felt like Gaia's Revenge having haste would be more relevant. It literally is only there specifically for blue-white control, so in the corner case where our opponent does have Verdict, but we are able to attack and kill one of their Planeswalkers before the Gaia's Revenge dies, that little tiny increment of value I think is very valuable. Neither of these cards is good against Dress Down, so I don't know. It's like a pick your poison kind of case, and it could even be some other random card. It could be a 4th Force of Vigor or Endurance. It could be whatever your heart's desire could be. It could be a Fire Spout for all I care. I think that the extra slot doesn't really matter that much, and I'm choosing to have something dedicated specifically to blue-white control, as it can be a rough matchup. Of the other 14 cards in the sideboard, I don't feel like any of them are really debatable exactly. The other card that I feel is like most questionable is the 3rd Dismember, but I'm trying to beat Mages of the Moon today, so that's the main reason. Like every other card is pretty defensible. The 2nd Cultivator Colossus to bring in for the Solitude matchups, of course. I am quite a big fan of 4 Explorer in the current meta. No copies of Turn Timber, just because we're only playing the 5 hits for it that we're really trying to get. I felt like Turn Timber was not the place to be, and I don't know what I would cut for it anyways, so we're just playing what I would consider to be the stock 75 of Amulet, although technically it's more like a stock 73, 74. I feel like the disputable spots are 2 spots in the sideboard, which is, admittedly, that's pretty close to a stock list, so maybe moving a cavern to the sideboard or something, I don't know. Whatever you want to do. Anyways, I will see you guys in match 1. Alrighty, let's hop in here for the match. By the way, if you guys have any ideas for spicy cards or lists that I should play for Amulet, I'm definitely in the market. I was fielding a suggestion about playing Mishra's Bauble, for example, in Amulet. It's something that I'm thinking about and working on, but not quite ready to potentially show anything about that yet. It doesn't help that Mishra's Bauble is a 20 ticks card, but, you know. We are playing against Sodek, who likes to play some pretty busted combo decks, like Dredge, for example, or Oops All Spells, Belcher type stuff. And we don't have the most fantastic hand. We can turn 1 Grazer off Cavern, but we will not be able to turn 2 a Dryad if we do. We need to find another green source for Garenbrig and hope our Dryad survives. We need to find a Titan. I don't know. And we're probably playing against a combo deck, so I feel like we could pretty safely mulligan this. Well, get another slow hand. We could play Garenbrig on 1, and then untap, play a Grazer, put in a bounce land, play Garenbrig, have turn 3 Dryad, possibly turn 4 Titan. Sodek keeps 7 as well. I kind of feel like we should go to 5 and look for something a little better than this. If I was playing guaranteedly against a slower deck, then I might keep this. Especially having Grazer can be good against like a Ragavan or something, but like I said, Sodek is known for playing combo decks, so I'm just going to mulligan a little more. We'll definitely keep this, getting the turn 1 Grazer into Saga, or just turn 1 Saga Amulet, however we feel. Can bin one Explorer. I think we probably want the Explorer more so than the Dryad, just to try to find our Titan here, as a double Amulet will be good enough to kill our opponent, so... Maybe bottoming the Grazer is better than the second Explorer even, but... See what Sodek is on. Maria. Yeah, probably Belcher or Oops All Spells. Another Saga, huh? Well, we could Grazer out a Saga, and the next turn we'll be able to make a token in case we don't find Titan, but I feel like it's unlikely we win that way. Let's see. If we were to top deck Amulet, we'd still have to find a bounce land before we could do a Titan or anything, so there's no reason to try to prioritize exploring on turn 2 here. I think probably just playing Grazer into Saga is fine here. There is some possibility our opponent has kept a slow hand or something, or like a hand that's missing the payoff, and we can kill them with Saga tokens, but it's very unlikely in my opinion. I don't see a reason not to get the Grazer out there, though. We see Talisman. I think Talisman is more indicative of Oops All Spells. Fetch land doesn't do a whole lot for us here. I guess... I mean, we're still missing both a Titan and a bounce land, so we probably want to play Saga here so that if we don't find one of those two things in our draw step, we can set up a map with one of our Sagas, and maybe it's in time. And I think I'm inclined to go ahead and play the Amulet too. Saving the Explore for next turn, if we find the bounce land, will give us more mana, so let's just play out the Amulet here and pass. We'll see if our opponent has the combo kill here on turn 3. I mean, that's modern for you. Yep, they shock in a land. Balustrade Spy. So it is Oops All Spells. So I'm going to let this happen just to show you guys what the plan is here. But Balustrade Spy says that they mill until they reveal a land. And of course, they're playing only these, you know, double-sided lands that are on the front, not actually lands. So this basically mills their whole deck. They get to return a couple of Narcomoebas to play, which is in turn going to trigger Sword of the Meek. I passed one up. It's up here. Sword of the Meek, which will return whenever a 1/1 comes into play, and so they can use the Sword of the Meek and the Narcomoebas to, like, they sacrifice artifacts to get back this big artifact creature, and they cast it, and they return a bunch of Vengevines into play, and of course we just lost a bunch of life to Creeping Chills, so suffice it to say that we are dead, because our opponent has the artifacts to sacrifice for Salvage Titan, so cool beans. That's just what happens when you get a slow hand like we did. So, in this matchup, we're going to want Endurances, obviously, to reshuffle their graveyard if they go for the combo kill there. We're going to want Forces because they might be bringing in Goblin Charbelcher. It's something they could be doing. And they also have the artifact mana that we can hit with the Forces, which are a good deal for us. We probably want Boseijus. I don't know, it's kind of debatable, because ramping them a land is not fantastic. Although I guess it doesn't ramp them if they don't have basic land types, so Boseiju actually just, like, strip mines our opponent and kills their artifact land, so it's probably a good place to be. Bog is probably irrelevant here, actually, because they do their graveyard thing all in one turn, so I'm not in super love with Bog here. If we had, like, a Elvish Reclaimer, it would be better, but we don't. Cultivator doesn't really matter. We can trim one Grazer. We can trim on Cavern for sure, because they're not going to be countering our stuff. In fact, we can trim Cavern entirely. Better to have Boseiju use as untapped green sources. Saga's good, although our opponent could have their own, like, Force of Vigors, perhaps. Maybe we only want 2 Forces? I don't know. I think I'm okay with that. We'd rather be more combo-focused, especially on the play. Maybe trim a T-West as well. I can see trimming a T-West. We're not going to be grinding in this matchup pretty much, so yep, we'll run it this way. Yeah, Oops All Spells is not a fantastic matchup for us, I will say. Not that I'm complaining. Well, we get to play turn 1 Castle, turn 2 Amulet, Bounce Land, Explorer, and if we find another Bounce Land, we can make mana progress. Otherwise, we're just playing Dryad on turn 3. If we find a second Amulet, this hand's good. If we find a Grazer to play Dryad on turn 2, this hand's quite good. I think we're supposed to keep this. Hopefully our Amulet doesn't get killed by a Force of Vigor or something, but this hand does stuff. Does enough for me. We can just cycle these explorers pretty much with our bounce land amulet combo. So Sodak moles to 6. Trying to find a turn 3 kill again. We could always just find endurance as well, and that'll give us an extra turn. So lead on castle and pass. So not Azusa, but Grazer specifically would let us cast Dryad on turn 2 here. Second Amulet doesn't really do anything this upcoming turn, but it might do something the turn after. Summoner's Pact. Well, we're not going to cast that. I guess we're going to play Amulet. And we're going to cycle and explore here. And depending on what we hit, we might just leave our bounce line and play for the second explorer and see what's what. Ah, another bounce land. That's exactly what we were hoping to hit. Okay, so now we can explore leaving our Selesnya Sanctuary in play here, and then play another land drop. That was exactly what we wanted. Second Amulet's also quite good. Yeah. I think maybe we're not supposed to play out the second Amulet. We can float, leave green, play Amulet, play bounce land, Dryad, bounce land. That doesn't really get us anywhere. Let's see, if they kill our Amulet with a force, we can play Amulet, have 1 floating, play bounce land up to 3, pack for Grazer, and still have Titan this upcoming turn if we don't play out the Amulet. So I think we're supposed to play around force here and not play the second Amulet. Tap land, okay. And we have force, which is interesting. We can go ahead and play our Amulet here. Hit 5 and play our bounce land. And now we're guaranteedly getting our untaps regardless of what our opponent does to our amulets. So this is probably just lethal. Even if they forced, they would still have to have the combo this upcoming turn. So not super worried about it. Pick up Sanctuary. Playing Dryad plays into force. So I guess we don't really want to do that. Yeah, we'll just play Titan. Resolves. Okay. I don't think there's any reason not to just go for the kill here. We could try to like play Dryad pre-combat or something like that, but just doing the double haste, double strike kill is this where we want to be. So, and turns out to be the right choice. So no reason to mess around there. I'm kind of thinking about having the 4th Grazer. Like, the reason why I'm trimming 1 is because they're not super useful in multiples, and usually we only want to see 1 throughout the course of the game, but it giving us a little bit of speed is nice. I actually think that maybe the Grazer's better than Explore here, so I'll give it a shot and just hit submit. We're on the draw again, so I think that means we'll probably end up losing if our opponent can assemble the turn 3 kill. It also depends on whether we have an Endurance or a Force to slow them down or not, so do we want the other Force over Explore for that? Probably. Just to try to slow them down, get our 1 extra turn to kill them, so we'll see how it plays out. Yeah, this hand's not doing anything, so we'll mulligan. This hand has Endurance. It does not play an early Grazer or anything. We got to put 1 back, will probably be the Valakut. I mean, this hand's not fantastic. I think we're better off going to 5. Okay, well, this hand is the better version of the last hand, so we'll keep it. This lets us have Endurance up on turn 2, so that's nice. And we do have double bounce land, which is actually where we want to be. Do we want the fetch or the forest? I mean, either way, we're getting basic forest. Sodak mold the 4 as well. That's interesting to take note of. Interesting. I think I'm going to put the Misty on the bottom. Just in case we need to search it for a Valakut kill with Dryad, so. Holding up Endurance might be effective against our opponent on a mold of 4. We'll see. It depends on if they're on the Belcher draw or not. Shatterskull's smashing. We'll definitely play Forest Grazer, put in a bounce land, pick up the forest here. Put in Growth Chamber so we can transmute eventually, although we did board out 1 of the T-West, so not the biggest, most impactful thing, but it could come up. Tap land, sure. Another Summoner's Pact, huh? Well, we'll hold up Endurance. Although our opponent can't do the combo thing this upcoming turn, but, you know, whatever. We are not just going to cast this Endurance for no value, though. That's not happening. Pentad Prism, sure. I'll take a Beseiju. Dryad. That's fantastic. We are now 1 land away from Titan. We can even pitch cast for Endurance and still have Titan plus Dryad this upcoming turn if we happen to top deck a bounce land or untap source. So, yeah. Was going to swing with Grazer for the meme, but it's not worth the effort. See if our opponent goes for the combo here. Of course, they have the turn 4 here. We'll let this resolve, and with all these triggers on the stack, we'll Endurance them. 4 Creeping Chills. That will not happen. All right, let's evoke our Endurance here. And hopefully we'll top deck the land, because if our opponent has another land and another land and another mill thing, then we could be in trouble here. But also, I guess maybe we should take note of what our opponent actually has shown us here. I'm actually going to take a snip of it. All right. We're waiting for Sodek to respond here. We just need to untap into untap land plus Titan, or bounce land will do it as well, since we get to float with Forest, play bounce land, pick up the Forest, play Forest. The bounce land or untap land lets us just Titan our opponent this upcoming turn. We don't see any copies of Belcher, so that's interesting. Maybe we'll allow this Endurance to resolve. Put the evoke trigger, and then the Endurance targeting them. It's gonna glitch out apparently. And now we're not dead, so that's cool. All right, untap land or bounce land is what we're looking for here. Bounce land works. Cool. So we'll pick up our Forest after floating it and play it, and pact for Titan and cast it. Although we don't actually have lethal here exactly, but we don't have any land drops remaining either. So I guess we already have red and white in play. So getting Sunhome plus Valakut means we're going to do 6 damage to them. And then if they have a force to kill the Dryad or something like that, we can still double strike our Titan for 12. It's not quite enough. Maybe we just don't play around that and just get double Valakut. Nah, I'm going to get Valakut and Sunhome just to play around something. We get to get the Balustrade Spy out of play, and then if our opponent doesn't answer Dryad, they're still dead this upcoming turn, but if they do, then we have a slightly faster clock. I thought I always guessed this. Yep. They're definitely dead next turn, so... Unless they just, like, play land and Magus of the Moon or something like that. That's one way to lose, I suppose, but I'm definitely not playing around it. They have Talisman. Yeah, they're dead. Alright, let's pay for our pact. And we win. Well, that's actually pretty lucky for us to be able to win against Oops. The Endurances definitely help a lot, obviously, which is... That's one of the new additions of Modern Horizons for Amulet, so it gives us a little bit of interaction in a matchup like this. But anyways, I will see you guys for Game 2. I mean, Match 2. I said Game 2, but I actually meant Match 2. Alrighty, let's hop in here for Match 2. Can we get another matchup where Endurance will excel? Time to play against Blue-Red Murktide. Definitely going to be on the play. It's a blessing for sure. We've got a turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Explore hand. Boseiju may or may not do anything, but it is a land, so I'm going to try it. If we find a bounce land, this is potentially a turn 3 or turn 4 Titan hand with Amulet, so I'm cool with it. We'll play Forest Amulet Pass. Exposing it to Prismatic Ending, you know, is what it is. We're going to play Explore on turn 2 either way, so Steam Vents. Is it Blue-Red Murktide? Oh, it's Soul Scar Mage, so this is Blue-Red Prowess. Interesting. Alright, let's, I guess we could be playing against main board Blood Moons. Also, we don't really want to be drawing any additional untapped sources here, because we have what we need, so I'm just going to go ahead and fetch here. Explore. Bajuka Bog. Not really doing much right now. I guess I'll play the Sunhome. Sure. Well, we have a turn 4 Titan if we can find a bounce land. Or maybe even if we just find any untapped source, because we're about to play 2 lands this upcoming turn thanks to the second Explorer, so... As if we get to another turn. Probably will, but I think on turn 3 we might just be dead here, so we'll see. Okay, maybe not with Ragavan, but I don't know. Cavern Souls is actually a pretty nice pickup. we'll explore here. Dryad is a nice pickup as well. Okay, so we'll play Cavern Naming Giant. We'll play Bajuka Bog, just in case our opponent has a way to blow up our amulet or something. We want to have this coming in untapped. Although I guess we're about to play it this turn. I don't know. It's whatever. We'll play Dryad. Do we even play the land? I guess not. Actually, no, I guess we do. Like, the only reason not to play the land is if we top deck exactly Valakut, and then we pack and it gets countered. Then we can play Valakut land and get 2 triggers, which I guess is a good enough reason. They might counter this, and I don't see us getting punished for holding it, so we'll just hold it. I guess this could also answer a Blood Moon, theoretically, so... Although we might just pack for Titan and cast it if they play Blood Moon here anyways, but it's whatever. They bolt Dryad. Okay. Interesting. So Dryad is super dead. Lava Dart. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They can do 11 here with the flashback, but that's not 17. They hit a starter's pack. Cast it. Cast it. Castle. Well, we could go for Colossus and draw 1 card. We might be dead this upcoming turn. Let's see. We Titan, haste it. Get... What are we doing here? If we had Bounce Land, I might go for Colossus, but we don't. Can we haste and double strike our Titan here? Oh, we have Sunhome. If we play Castle, we can leave the Sunhome untapped, play Titan, haste it, leaving Garrison in play, attack, get Vesuva, copy Garrison, and another Bounce Land, and double strike for 16. So we can put our opponent to 1. That's close, but not quite. Okay, so if we're not doing that, then what? We play Titan off of Castle. We haste it, get T-West, blue Bounce Land, pick up the Bounce Land. I guess that, I mean, we might still just be dead. Our Radiant Fountain's in the sideboard. We don't really have much of a choice, so I guess we could just go for Colossus here. Although, if our opponent doesn't have lethal this upcoming turn, then Titan will kill them. Huh. Alright, I guess we're going for Titan. We're gonna haste it, and then maybe even get Sagas. I don't know. We'll figure it out. There's a lot of options, and they're pretty much all the same, I would say, so... Yeah, definitely going for the Titan here, I think. Playing the Castle. Is there a point in putting our opponent to 1? It means that they couldn't play a fetch land and use it, so they would only have 2 mana this upcoming turn. Free flashback Dart. Let's see. Right now, if we block Swift Spear or Soulscar Mage, probably Soulscar Mage, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. So another bolt, like a bolt, would be lethal. No, it wouldn't be quite lethal. Alright, we're definitely going to haste here. I think maybe it's better to go for a T-West, getting a T-West in play, than it is to put them to exactly 1. Because I feel like it's unlikely that that's going to matter. I guess since Bolt is not lethal, if we're at 5... Hold on. So they Lava Dart, we're taking 4 down to 5. They Bolt, we're down to 2, plus another Prowess triggers down to 1. So they can already, as long as they have 2 1-mana spells, they can already kill us. So I think we're supposed to set up T-West in case they have a way to bounce or kill Titan. No, I guess they're not going to kill Titan. They're probably going to bounce it. Oh, we can Bajuka Bog them if we get Vesuva, and that does matter. Okay, I think that's what we're going to go for. We'll pick up the Garrison, I guess? Yeah, getting Vesuva to copy Bajuka Bog and something else is probably the line. So they can't Lava Dart us. That takes away a little bit of their outs here. We'll pick up the Cavern. Oh, they have the bounce spell right now. Okay, well, never mind. We're probably just straight dead then. Yikes. Yep, that little innocuous treasure, am I right? Freaking Ragavan. Sprite Dragon. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's lethal still. Okay, cool. Cool beans. Over it. Alright, against Prowess, we're going to want the explosives. I think it's worth Dismember, because their creatures do a lot more than, like, 4 damage to us, I mean. We want Fountain, obviously. Endurance is good, because it blocks their flying creatures and surprises them, and I don't know, I think it's probably good enough. We want Besagers for possible Blood Moons. I feel like maybe Force is not worth it, though. Cultivator we can trim. Bog is okay. Depends on if they have DRC or not. They might have DRC. They're more likely to interact with Vapor Snag than Counterspells, so I'm not super interested in Cavern here. They could have Counterspell, but I kind of doubt it. It doesn't really play with the Prowess game plan that well. We can trim a Saga against possible Blood Moons and Alpine Moons. I could definitely see them playing Alpine Moon, so... Explore is slow against them. We'll just cut Explore. Gotta cut one more. I guess it's probably Summoner's Pact, because we don't want to play into Blood Moon too bad. We definitely need access to our Titan or Endurance when we need it, but be on the play again. Grazer is a good one. Kind of a slow hand, but it does stuff. It's not very good against Blood Moon. Play turn 1 Castle, turn 2 Grazer and a Bounce Land, play Castle again, and we have a pack for 3-drop on turn 3. We do have Titan mana. Everything's entering tap, which is quite annoying, though. Like, if we go turn 1 tap land go, and they go turn 1 Ragavan, we go turn 2 Grazer and something go, and they just kill our Grazer, we're pretty behind. I feel like we can maybe do better than this, but... I mean, it has blockers. We'll probably pack for Dryad or Azusa on turn 3 here, so I'm going to give it a shot. It's not perfect, but... It kind of has what we need. It's just a little slow, that's all. Obviously, an Amulet fixes this hand entirely as well, so... I guess Amulet would probably be our best top deck. Soulscar. Hey, now we don't have to pack for the 3-drop, so that's kind of nice. Put in our Sanctuary, I suppose. We'll play... Is there a reason to play Castle? If we draw Amulet, we can float green-white, use the white, play Amulet, leave green, play Garrison, Azusa, play Sanctuary, Titan. So I guess it is right to play Garenbrig here. Are we blocking? That's the question. Probably not. Manamorphose. I don't know, maybe. Leading on Manamorphose makes me inclined to block here, because that means we're guaranteedly soaking up an extra point of damage. They could just have Stormwing here. Sprite Dragon, yeah. Alright, well, I'm not scared of the 0-drop, so I'm just gonna absorb the 2. Dismember. That's a curious one. We're not gonna be able to cast it and Azusa this turn, though. Do we just Dismember the Sprite Dragon? I don't know. I think saving the Dismember for possible Magus is even better, so... We'll just do this. We'll play Azusa. Sequencing it so that we get to use all of our land drops from Azusa. It's not like our opponent has anything at 0 mana that can actually kill Azusa, though. Like, I guess they could have, like, double Gut Shot or something. There's no way they would do that, but if they had, like, a land up, doing that sequencing where we play the Garrison, pick up a land, and then play Azusa, so we can get both of our land drops out, is the optimal sequencing iteration. Sure. Tarn. Yep. We'll throw our Grazer under the bus here and then dismember the Sprite Dragon. Yeah, this Azusa already did what it needed to do, so that bolt should have hit Grazer, I think. Yeah, we'll block the Sprite Dragon. Do we dismember the Dragon or the Soulscar? I don't know. Oh, wait. In order to dismember, we have to, since we don't have the green to activate Garenbrig, we have to get Fountain, Bounce Land, pick up Fountain, play it, then dismember, which is probably fine, but means we're effectively not taking any damage from Dismember, so that's nice. Or we don't have to get Fountain Bounce Land, because we already have Bounce Land. Although that, I mean, we don't need to transmute either, because we have another pact, so probably, let's see, definitely want to get Radiant Fountain as one of them. Oh no, we do need to get Bounce Land Fountain, because we only have one land drop. Yeah, so I guess it's going to be Growth Chamber. This is why we have Radiant Fountain in the sideboard. We'll play it, and I think we do have to Dismember now, so they can't save their Sprite Dragon somehow. Okay. In good shape here. We do have to pay for our pact, so hopefully they don't have Magus or something, but I mean, we had to play that turn the way we did. Probably going to lose the Sprite Dragon if we don't Dismember it then, so just don't Magus us. Don't do it. You don't want to do it. Ah! Okay, well, we lost. Cool. Happens. Well, I will see you guys for match 3. Yep, if they didn't have the moon there, I think we probably had that game pretty locked up, but c'est la vie, what can you do? Of course, the reason we were losing there is because of Summoner's Pact, making us pay in our upkeep, so. Alrighty, let's hop in here for match 3. We got another slow-ish hand, but it has double Dryad and Valka to go with. It has Amulet, so I mean, I'm going to keep this. It's turn 4 instead of turn 3, it looks like, but can't have it all. Against Razortide Bridge, probably good news. Depends on if we're playing against an 8-cast deck or like traditional affinity style deck. Having the Titan naturally is good. I'll play out Valcott, I guess. Main reason being that red is a relevant color for hasting, and having Valcott in play for Dryad shenanigans already will be nice. So, see, Saga, not a surprise at all. Force of Vigor from our sideboard. We'll love what our opponent's got going on here, by the way. We also have to consider playing around Metallic Rebuke. They're not holding it up right now, so I'm absolutely slamming the Amulet for sure. I guess they could have Portable Hole or Prismatic Ending. Maybe that was a mistake. Yeah, I probably should have played around that. Well, if we're assuming they're gonna answer our Amulet with an Ending or a Portable Hole, we should play Sanctuary here, so we can play Sunhome Dryad next turn. Pretty horrible mistake on my part. What happens if we pact for Grazer? Play Bounce Land, pact for Grazer, Grazer out, Bounce Land, pick up Valka, play Dryad, we'd be 1 short. Pact for... No, that's the only thing we can really pact for. Ugh. Do we have to just hope they don't have the answer for our Amulet? Ugh. Yeah, playing out the Amulet was actually really horrible there, because now, if we just play Bounce Land pass, then we're so slow against their Saga. Man, I don't know. Yeah, that was a horrible misplay. I feel like we just have to hope they don't have it. And when they have it, we're going to be sad. We'll play Bog. Sucks. I was thinking about Rebuke, and I completely neglected Portable Hole and Prismatic Ending, so... Please don't have it. That's what we're asking our opponent here. It would be so easy for them to have it too. Any untap land lets them both make a Saga token and use their 1-mana answer, so like it's also super mana efficient for them. They had it. I don't know. Untapped Green Source is now our best top deck. Yeah, that was a horrible mistake. Just literally playing out the Amulet was not good. At least it's teachable, though. Because it's not obvious that that's a mistake, but... They're just tapping Saga. Like a Thought Monitor or something? Yeah, that's kind of a weird play. Potentially holding up Rebuke here as well. Maybe that's the reason why they didn't do anything. Razor. Alright, we'll play our Sanctuary, pick up Bog, I guess. Yep. Now I feel very not great about this game. Definitely have to be very aware of when you play your Amulets so that you're getting value out of them when you do play them in this matchup. Because they have Portable Holes and Endings, so... Yeah, it feels unfortunate. We'll probably be a turn too late here. Yep, we're probably just going to lose the construct token beats. We'll have to do some wizardry to make it out of here. Probably chump blocking with a dryad or something. And they've played around that too, so... Ugh, we'll see. We can play dryad into Grazer this upcoming turn, so... Not all is lost, but... Thought Monitor is not one we want to see either. I guess it's better that they got Spell Bomb for us than it is if they got Shadow Spear. Shadow Spear would have been much worse, actually. Unless they also just have Shadow Spear in hand, but... Yeah, we need a lot of help. Basic Forest. Alright, well, we'll play Land, Dryad, Land, Bog them. If they have anything to respond here, we'll float a green in response. Just so we make sure we get this Grazer out. Yeah, if they have Shadow Spear here in hand, which might be a reason why they... Actually, no, I guess we're just dead if they Spellbomb anything, right? Yeah, I don't know. I guess we should have played the Forest untapped and then Grazered in Bog, and then packed it for a second Grazer to play around it, but I don't know. Yeah, this game was lost the second that we played this Amulet into their portable hole, unfortunately. Alright, so we want Explosives. We want Force. We want Dismembers for their possible Urzas and to kill Constructs before they go crazy. We want Bosejus. Colossus is alright against them, but it's not, like, the best. I think we can trim Colossus. Guy's Revenge doesn't do much because they have tons of chump blockers. It does not have Trample. Bog is irrelevant. Cavern is very relevant, actually. Explore's kind of slow, but not the worst. We can trim a Grazer. Saga is weak to Teferi and possible Spreading Seas type effects, so trimming Saga makes sense to me. Actually, I think I'm okay playing into those, because the effect of getting double Amulet and letting us go over the top of what they're doing is quite high. We can trim Garenbrig, because we're probably going to have to rely on Cavern to play through Rebuke. Maybe trim... Actually, we want to cut Explorer entirely because of their Esper Sentinels. I guess one Summoner's Pact is an okay cut. I don't love it, but I guess they could also have Chalice as well, so this is probably fine. Alright, we'll be on the play, and try not to play into Portable Hole this time. Well... Play Forest, bounce it back, discard something, play Forest Dryad, and have a turn... 4 Titan with Dryad, but it doesn't play through Rebuke at all. It's not weak to Portable Hole. And we have Boseiju to interact as well. Weird. I feel like we need something a little bit faster than this. On the play, though, I'm going to give it a shot. Because if we mulligan to something, quote-unquote, a little bit faster, the likelihood is that it gets blown out by Portable Hole on our Amulet or something like that, or also still doesn't play around Rebuke. Whereas this hand is at least solid against Portable Hole, even just by Boseiju to kill it, for example. I feel like this is probably fine. We show them the Garenbrig. I feel like leading on Garenbrig allows us to possibly top deck an untapped source and not have to play out a bounce land early and discard, so probably leading on Garenbrig is fine. Turn 1 Sentinel doesn't do anything to this hand as of right now. Turn 1 Shadow Spear. Interesting. Another Titan to help us play through Rebuke is actually pretty good. We can play Forest, the next turn go Boseiju into bounce land. And pick up Boseiju, but then we'd have to play the Boseiju to cast the Titan. Now we could play Forest. Hold on, we could have 3. We could play bounce land, pick up land, play land. We could leave the Forest in play. So I guess we don't have to play bounce land here. I'll play the Forest. Next turn, we can play Boseiju, Dryad, Growth Chamber, pick up Boseiju, and then the turn after, we can float 3, play Civic Growth Chamber, pick up Forest, play Forest, make the 4th, activate Garenbrig. If they're just holding up Rebuke here, that's not fantastic for us, though. Looks like they're not, so we're in luck. We actually really need this Dryad to resolve, so I'm glad they did that. Here's Dryad. Growth Chamber, pick up the Boseiju. Pass. Now we're kind of forcing them to hold up Rebuke. If we top deck Cavernous Holes, we might just win on the spot. What do they get with the Smith? Thought Monitor. Sure. Damping Sphere. Yeah. I mean, it's whatever. We can deal with that. Force of Vigor is a fantastic way to deal with that, too. Oh, we can just play Boseiju and main phase Force Hitting Saga Damping Sphere, which is, awesome. Yeah? Yeah, we'll hit that one and, that one. That's a pretty good Force of Vigor turn. Not gonna lie, that's pretty good. And now we play Growth Chamber and pick up our Boseiju, and we just Titan them next turn. We might even be able to just pay for Rebuke at this point. I don't know. Activate 6, 7, 8. If we draw an untapped source, then we can play around Rebuke. So, are we swinging? Sure, why not? I don't care about my life total. Putting them to 18 is Valakut relevant too. Let's see what they got. Yeah, that top deck was obscene. That was so good. Another Smith. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They get Darksteel Citadel. Pass. They don't have Rebuke here, so I think we're just, like, good to go. They could have Path, which is something to think about. Playing around Path, we probably should have played out the Boseiju so we could float red and white. Actually, it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. We'll search. We could get double Valakut and present lethal here. Force them to Path Dryad. Let's see, if we get double Valakut, send 2 triggers at the Smiths, 2 at them. We could then play land. I think that's fine. The problem is, I guess they would have to answer Titan and then still have a Rebuke up for this Titan, which is not easy to do. Yeah, I think double Valakut's the play. We can afford to send a couple triggers at the Smiths as well. It's not costing us anything. Always yes, always yield. See the path. Show it to us. Or dispatch as well. That would just tap something, though. It wouldn't actually exile our thing right now, so. They only have 2 artifacts, so. Well, the damage is going through, so it looks like our opponent might just be stone dead. We'll play Boros Garrison. Send some triggers upstairs. We'll play second land drop and they're dead. Yeah. Play castle and even hold up Boseiju as well. Value. I guess I was right about 18 being Valakut relevant. Alright, so game 3. Summoner's Pact is also bad against Damping Sphere, so I feel pretty decent about cutting the Summoner's Pact. Guy's Revenge does play through possible counter magic. But it's really not that good against them in general, so I'm just not gonna... I'm not gonna do it. Can't make me. Summoner's Pact as a backup Titan is kind of nice, though. I mean, maybe we do want the Pact. Maybe Dismember's not fantastic. Rather have the 4th Pact, I think. Dismember does hit Urza, but... I mean, that is relevant, too. That's the only thing it really hits, so... hitting one of multiple Saga tokens our opponent can make doesn't seem that great either, so. And notice that our opponent never got to use a single portable hole the entire second game. That was by design. Okay, we got another clunker of a hand. Just remember, not looking super fantastic here, but this hand is semi-redundant to rebuke, because we could let our Dryad number 1 get rebuked, play second Dryad, and then transmute for Cavern, potentially, so. It's also really slow, but is that okay? Valcut naturally. We can't play Dryad on turn 3 here either. We could top deck, like, an Amulet or an untapped green source, and it would be, like, okay-ish. I feel like we can do better than this, though. I'm gonna mulligan. Yeah, turn 1 Grazer into Saga is not bad. Although, we're probably gonna Grazer into Bounce and then play Saga after, so that we can get the tokens. They do matter a little bit. Definitely gonna keep this. Bottom, Redundant Sanctuary. We'll see what our turn 1's gonna look like here. If we top deck an untapped source, or an Amulet even, then we'll Grazer out the Saga. Explosives. Interesting. Well, we're definitely playing Grazer, so let's do that. Do we put in the Saga? I feel like probably not. I feel probably not. We'll put in the Bounce Land. The earlier we put in the Saga, without having a Titan, the more likely it is that whatever we get from the Saga just gets portable hold, so we'll just give it an extra turn. Not in any rush. Explosives is also good against portable hold for what it's worth, so. And Shadow Spear, and Saga tokens. Well, our opponent's Saga tokens. It's not as good against our own Saga. I mean, technically it is, but not for us. It's not good for us against our own Saga tokens, but it is good for our opponent against our Saga tokens. Shock in a Hallowed Fountain. Yep. Ingenious Smith. Damping Sphere. Damping Sphere would be kind of brutal, actually. Although, no, we can't Explosives on 2 for Damping Sphere either, sadly. Meddling Mage. Well, we definitely gonna play Explosives on 2. Name Titan? Dryad? I wonder what they're naming here. I did forget that this deck plays Meddling Mage. Luckily, we have our one of Explosives to help, deal with this situation, but definitely a little bit of luck in this match going a long way. So far, at least. They name Prime Time. Okay. We're going to save this Explosives until we can play and crack it in the same turn. Play Saga. Pass it back. Because if we played Explosives here and they just, got rid of it with Ending or Portable Hole, then we'd be really sad, so can't afford to do that. We also will be careful not to play it into Rebuke either, since obviously we have to get this thing out of play. So, they have their own Saga. Hey, no fair. I did it first. Attack. We'll block the 2. Heck yeah. Worth taking the 1 just to be able to block this thing out of spite. Take that. Please. I was going to say please by all means play Damping Sphere, but we actually really don't want them to do that. Time Raveler. Ouch. It's not fantastic for us. See if our opponent wants to bounce. They probably should. Yep, they do. They found the line. Alright, 3-drop. Dryad. That would be perfect. Azusa. I will take that. I will absolutely take that. We'll play Saga. Oh, that's not the right key. Azusa. Do we play around Damping Sphere? Play Forest. I think we'll not play around Damping Sphere. Sanctuary. Pick up the Forest. Yeah, this seems fine. Their Saga tokens are going to be gigantic, though. Unfortunately. I mean, we have Trump blockers, but once they search up Shadow Spear, it's not going to matter, so... You know. Okay. We can play Dryad here as bait for their Rebuke. Or we can just play Explosives on 2 into a possible Rebuke. And then pay for it. We'll play these two. I think possibly the play is Dryad, let it get rebuked, Explosives on 2. And then hope to top deck a Titan. We could also Saga for map. And that would let us deal with the Meddling Mage through Valakut triggers. Interesting. Well, yeah, we'll play a Dryad, I guess. It just worked. Cool. Guess we're not playing out the bounce land in case we're getting map here. I wonder what their Saga's going for. I guess it's probably just Shadow Spear. Yeah, getting map for Valakut to kill the Meddling Mage and then having Explosives on 0 to deal with their Saga tokens seems better, I think. So I'm just gonna pass here. It's not great if they get rid of our Saga with like a March or something, or another Teferi, but... You know, can't beat it all. Yep, this is fine. Yeah, I think the plan is going to be to Explosives on 0 to deal with the constructs, get map with our Saga, map for Valakut, and then kill the Meddling Mage, and hopefully the Teferi as well, with Valakut triggers. I have to assume they get Shadow Spear here, or maybe Aether Spellbomb. Probably Spellbomb. I'm not going to make a Saga token here, because if they Pithing Needle our Urza Saga, that's actively good for us. They do get the Spellbomb, sure. Oh, this lets them save their Meddling Mage, I guess, which is kind of annoying. If they leave the blue up, that is. I guess Titan would still be a fantastic top deck. Alright, we'll make a Saga token and chump block here. Spellbomb this. It's so much value. We wouldn't actually get the token back to our hand. You know you want to, opponent. No? Okay. This looks like a Rebuke mana. It's a little tiny freaking fly here that's like annoying me to no end. Yep. Alright, we'll untap. Land, huh? Land, huh? Are we popping Saga? Or are we making a token with Saga? We'd have 4, 5 Explosives on 0, crack it to +3 to pay for Rebuke. But we want to crack our map too. I guess we're not supposed to. Go to green. Let this go, let this go. They can bounce our Dryad, but then we'll just play it again, so... Although we might be playing it into Rebuke, possibly? No, they don't have enough blue mana, so this should be good to go. We'll get our Valakut as planned. Play Valakut Forest. Send a trigger at Meddling Mage firstly and foremostly. Always yes, always yield. Path? Do they have Path or something like that now? I guess we should have Explosives on 0 to play around. I guess that wouldn't do anything because of the Razor Tide Bridges. Yeah, Dispatch this is not fantastic for us, but is what it is. We're gonna have to play through Dispatch anyways. And now what? I guess if we top deck Summoner's Pact, we can pack for Dryad and cast it. So we don't really need to deal with Meddling Mage at this point. I guess we have to Explosives for 0. And get their clock out of play. To give us some more time. Okay, well, Explosives for 0. They can rebuke this all they want. Okay. Guess there's no reason to do it now. Is there? I guess we kind of do want to do it now so they can't, like, use Thought Monitor. We'll just do this now. And we'll pass. Keeping Bounce Land in hand in case we top deck Dryad or Pact for Dryad, of course. Saga will set us up with an Amulet that's going to be useless, but we'll get 2 tokens out of the deal, so that'll be nice. It'll let us clock this Teferi, hopefully. Ingenious Smith, not worried about that. Show us a Thought Monitor. I mean, we actually don't want them to have a Thought Monitor, but it would be funny because we would be playing around. We had already played around it, but Nettlecyst. That one sucks. That one's not great for us. Luckily, it's mana intensive, but that one's not fantastic for us. We need to top deck a Titan here at this point. Although we actually can't cast it, so I don't know. I guess we need to top deck Dryad. They have Spell Bomb to save their Meddling Mage, I guess. Doesn't do much. I don't know. We'll see what we can top deck to get out of this. Forest, not a fantastic top deck, not gonna lie. We'll make another token. We can get their Teferi out of play. For whatever that's worth. Unless they bounce a Construct token, which I guess I'm fine with. I wish we had a second map here. Map for Talari West. Next turn we'd be able to transmute by playing Talari West tapped this turn, and then playing Bounce Land after Floating Blue and transmuting it next turn, so... let's start by going to combat, I guess. Send the Construct to Teferi. Is it worth sending the Azusa as well? We have 6, 7, 8, 9. If we lose our Amulet, then we can play another land this turn. We'll have 6, 7, 8. We can't play around Rebuke if we swing Azusa. But we can't kill Teferi if we just swing with the Construct. But I guess it doesn't matter that much. We'll just do this. They are bouncing the Construct, sure. That's one layer of interaction that we don't have to worry about. And this would be a lot more scary if they had a clock in play. So I'm glad Explosives on 0 was the move. I mean, now that they have Nettlecyst, they Teferi bounce a token. I guess that makes sense. Nettlecyst is quite scary, though. That one's going to clock us pretty hard, so... We need to top deck Dryad. Need to top deck Dryad, that's the plan. Dryad is our escape route here. Oh, it's only a 3/3, so +3/+3 ain't too bad. Although it's growing the Smith, obviously, which is not fantastic, but... Logical attack. Keeping the Zusa for Dryad purposes. Alright, Dryad off the top one time, let's go. Or Summoner's Pact, we'll take either. Cavern. Huh. Well, I guess... I don't know if there's a reason to play it out. We sideboarded out Colossus. We got 2 Colossus in the sideboard, so there's no real reason to hold it. We can't play Titan anyway, so we're just going to go ahead and play this naming Dryad, I guess. And pass. Slipping away. We needed good top decks from here, and we haven't found them. Could still find them. Although, playing into another potential dispatch is... Yeah, it's rough. Even Telaria West would work here. We could play TUS... No, it wouldn't work that well, actually, because... No, we could play Gruul Turf, pick up Growth Chamber after floating, play Growth Chamber, and still have Bounce Land in hand, so Telaria West would still be good here. Assuming they don't counter the Summoner's Pact that we transmute for. So we have two T-Wests, I think. Yeah, 2 T-Wests. We have 4 Summoner's Pacts and 3 Dryads that are outs here. Force of Vigor buys us some time as well. And there's Thought Monitor, so they did find it if they didn't have it already. Slipping away. Definitely slipping away. No, and now we need to use 3 Valakut triggers to kill whatever Nettlecyst is attached to. We need Dryad right now. Like, right freaking now. Alright. It's now or never, Dryad. Show up. Show up or you're fired. I don't know. I couldn't come up with a better joke than that. I'm sorry. Dryad. One time. Come on. Dryad. Dryad. Ah. I mean, we're not dead, but we're pretty out of the game at this point. Are we supposed to play out the land, I guess? Sure. Why not? We'll pick up the cavern to protect it from spreading seeds or something, and next one we can play cavern into Dryad. We'll have 3 land drops. That may not even be enough. I think we actually just have to play out the cavern on Dryad here anyways. We just have to top deck Dryad. And hopefully we're not dead already. Memnite. We're going to chump the Nettlecyst anyways, so. Hopefully we don't have to block with Azusa also, but we may. Taking 8, so we can go down to exactly 1 and not have to block with the Azusa. Oh, actually, we will actively want to block the Memnite. Let's see. So we take 8. Yeah, block the Memnite, go down to 1. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, this is fine. Right, Dryad off the top. Come on. It's what we've been waiting for the whole time. And at this point, it may not even be good enough. But... Is it Urza also? I don't think we can beat Urza. Yeah, I don't think we can beat that, because we can't kill the token. We'll see. We'll see. If we draw Dryad, we'll do the math. We didn't. Cool. Just never draw anything. It's whatever. Well, the record is now updated. Sometimes you have it, and sometimes you don't. This is how it works. You know, I was about to say that Meddling Mage did a lot of work in that match, but it actually didn't do anything. Except for attacking for 2, I suppose. Which was somewhat relevant, but... Alright, let's jump in here for match 4. On the play, love it. Cool, cool. We finally have a turn 1 Saga Amulet hand. We're gonna snap keep this. This is a turn 3 kill, so... And we even have the second Titan to go along with it. Let's see what our opponent is playing after we play Saga Amulet Pass. Oh, I guess we have the Sun Home in hand, which is kind of unfortunate. May not exactly be a kill. We'll have to see. Maybe we could pack for Colossus to make this math a lot easier. Scalding Tarn, Steam Vents, DRC, Ragavan, sure. 3-drop. Oh, did I say that this was a turn 3 kill? Because what I actually meant is that this is a turn 2 kill. See, we can swing for 18. It's gonna be interesting, the sequencing. We definitely play Amulet first, then Bounce Land, Graze, or Titan. And what we do from there is questionable. No, actually, we can pact for Colossus, go Colossus into Titan, and that's gotta be lethal, right? Okay. Yeah, the pact for Colossus is actually doing a decent amount of work here. That second Amulet was a fantastic freaking top deck. Which we needed the entirety of the match we just played, so It's only fair, you know? It's only fair. We want to actively pick up the bounce land here. Pact for Colossus, the one of, and play it, and we win. Cool. Our opponent said, I have seen enough. Cool. I'm going to assume we're playing against Blue-Red Murktide, where we're going to want Dismembers for possible Magus. We're going to want Endurances because they're what allows us to win the match against them. Fountain is alright. Boseiju lets us play around Blood Moon if they have it. Gaia's Revenge just dies to... No, it doesn't die to Unholy Heat, actually. Gaia's Revenge is probably actually good against them. Cultivator's not, though, because of the fact that it dies to Dress Down. Explorer's alright, but it's not the best. We can trim it. Castle is irrelevant since we're going to be relying on Cavern and uncounterable threats. Bog is good. Pact is meh. We can trim a Pact. We can trim on Sagas against possible Blood Moons and stuff like that. In fact, I actually think we can cut Saga entirely. Yeah, I'm cool with this. Could also trim on Amulets even in this matchup, but no real reason to do that exactly. Maybe we'll get to Gaia's Revenge them, huh? Interesting. Probably going to fetch for Basic Forest and Grazer out Slayer's Stronghold on turn 1 here. Definitely keeping. Not going to play out the Amulet early in case they have a way to answer it. I don't know, maybe not. They mold 4 cards. What is going on? I guess we'll never really know what our opponent was actually playing over there, because 4 cards is not a lot of cards. And before I just lose to our opponent's mulligan to 4, they have turn 1 Ragavan, turn 2 Bolt, Grazer, Swing, and they just win the game with Ragavan from there. Certainly possible. Island go. Not playing in Spell Pierce by playing turn 1 Amulet, so we'll definitely just fetch and play Grazer here. Playing around Blood Moon, yada ye, you know, it's whatever. I don't know what the heck I just said. Is that a real terminology? I don't think so. Ledger Shredder? Sacred Foundry? So there's white in this deck. Mishra's Bauble. Emery. Okay, so this is Blue-Red Breach, or like Jeskai Breach. I mean, we're still pretty well sideboarded against that, so that's fine. Can we tighten the mirror with triple Summoner's Pact? We play Amulet, bounce in 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we're 1 short. And we'd also have to pay for triple Pact, so we definitely don't want to be on that. We can pack for Dryad, play Amulet, bounce land, pick up Forest, play Dryad, play Forest, and then we lose to Spreading Seas. Or we could go for Azusa. They're pretty close to having the combo over there. They have 0 drops, and if they have the Underworld Breach, I mean, then we could be in bad shape here. I think we're supposed to pack for Azusa, though. Interesting. If we pack for Azusa, we might have to leave all of our lands in play and not have bounce land, which I think would probably be fine, but definitely something to think about. Don't want to lose to Spreading Seas, I don't think. It's one of the few ways we actually lose this game, so I'm just going to put all my lands into play, you know. I guess we could lose to Blood Moon potentially, but... Alright. Here we go. Oh, we don't have Titan this upcoming turn by playing around the Spreading Seas. Oh, and also I completely didn't play around the Spreading Seas. What am I doing? Oh, no, I did. What am I doing? I did, because we'll still have double green if they hit one of our bounce lands. So, we won't have Titan this upcoming turn, but is that fine? Maybe that's fine. I don't know. Maybe leaving the bounce land in play was playing around too much there. Maybe we just lose to Spreading Seas and are fine with it. Unless, of course, we top deck bounce land, in which case, obviously, we play perfectly. Stupid fly. Emery back, Mishra's Bauble. Okay. Did not play around Blood Moon, but based on our opponent's mana base, I don't think they're playing it. Although they did fetch for Basic Island, so you never know. They look at our top card. Please tell me it's a bounce land. They have the Breach, too? I guess they couldn't go for the combo here, though? I don't know. Okay, they kill our Azusa. So Bounce Land is not Titan mana anymore. In which case, it's good that we left all of our lands in play. So that's actually nice. They bobble. Oh, that's right. They have to have Grinding Station for the Underworld Breach combo thing, so. So this is just a value breach, I guess? Doesn't feel like a winning play from our opponent, not gonna lie, but. Yep. Explorer. Yeah, we'll cast that one, I guess. Okay. Talk to me. Do we leave up Endurance here? Is that crazy? I don't know. We could also just leave Bounce Land in hand. Oh, wait, we don't get another land drop, apparently. Okay. Yeah, that's right, because we play the Stronghold to start the turn off. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. We can pack for Endurance and pitch both, and then pitch the other pack to cast Endurance, but probably not the play. Depends on what our opponent has here, of course, but... Iteration. Yeah, that one I'm not super scared of. They get to Emery Loop here, but... They're not representing Metallic Rebuke or some random thing to counter our Titan here, so... I'm not playing around literal counterspell. I don't think they'd be playing it. So we're just going to Titan this upcoming turn and bog them and, you know... Do the business. We did not board out bog either, so we good. DRC. Oh, opponent. If only you knew what our plan was here. Leaving up exactly Steam Vents. Never mind. Alright, our opponent's probably dead. I wonder if we have actual lethal here. I think we probably do have literal lethal. Nah, we're one short, I think. We play Sanctuary, leave white floating, and Stronghold untapped, Titan, get Valcut, Sunhome, attack, get double bounce. Yeah, we have lethal here. So let's kill them, I guess? And we'll keep Bounce Land in hand, I suppose. Get Titan. Play Titan. Yep. Valcut. Sunhome. Yep, opponent's dead. Cool. Attack. Yep. Get Boros Garrison and I guess Cruel Turf? Sure. Yep. Well, that was a pretty fast match 4. And that means that we are now in crunch time. This final match will determine whether we get our full league value back on the 3-2 record, or whether we get half our league value back on a 2-3 record. Either way, I'm happy because the benefit to me is being able to produce this content for you guys and give you some teachable moments. For example, playing into that stupid portable hole in the match against Blue-White, the artifact nonsense. That was very teachable because I think we probably would have won the match, or possibly could have won the match if that misplay hadn't been made. So it's actually very valuable to both me and you as a way to showcase, you know, some of the things that can cost you games while you're playing, and, you know, just for entertainment purposes anyways. So let's jump in here for match 5 on the play. Fantastic. Double Amulet, huh? No way to cast this Explorer. We'll probably be getting map with our Urza Saga, but, I mean, I'm keeping, so... Do we... I think we lead on Saga, because getting the bounce land as soon as possible is probably where we want to be. We'll play Amulet here as well. If we top deck bounce land, we have a shot at a turn 2 Titan here. Usually, Dryad wouldn't let this happen, but double Dryad does let it happen. We'd have... Excuse me. We'd have to hit the Titan off Explorer. Also, Explorer would set us up as well, so there's a Titan. Too bad we can't cycle Explore here. Alright, we'll play Cavern naming Nymph, I guess? And we'll play Amulet. I put an Abundant Harvested for Reforge the Soul. What is happening? Are they... I have no clue what this is. What? How did I miss that, too? I was like, our opponent cast something, that's fine, it's fine. Copperline. What is our opponent doing? Strike it rich? Make a treasure? and flashback. All right. I hope we just killed him this turn. If there's Titan, yeah. So now, because we're playing Expedition Map, we can actually win the game. So that's fantastic. We'll map for Bounce Land. Take that Simic Growth Chamber right there. We'll play it. And play Dryad into Explore into Titan, and then double haste them both. So that'll be cool. Our opponent is so dead, and they have no clue. Actually, they probably have the sinking feeling in their stomach that they're dead, but, you know. Actually, maybe we're supposed to not explore here, because that would allow us to potentially draw Boros Garrison or Slayer Stronghold or something, so I'm actually going to skip the explore and just go straight to the Titans. I mean, who wouldn't want to just go straight to the Titans, you know? Our opponent concedes. Still not exactly sure what our opponent's doing, but strike it rich and reforge the soul in green-red stuff. Opponent says, I wonder why that deck still exists. You know, it doesn't usually do this, but yeah, I can see why you'd be frustrated after that, to be honest. I guess there's probably Blood Moons or Mages, so we're going to prepare for that by bringing in the Hate and Boseiju as well. Bog is probably good against whatever they're doing with Strike It Rich over there. Cultivator's probably not necessary. Explorer's probably too slow if they're playing a combo deck of some sort. We can trim a Grazer. No, actually, they might have Ragavan. They may not. I don't know. Wasn't there some sort of, like, red, like, DRC Storm deck or something that played Strike It Rich? I don't know. Cavern is probably not relevant. Bojuka Bog probably is relevant. We can trim a Saga, I suppose. Actually, we'll trim two, because I'm sure our opponent has moons, Alpine Moons, Blood Moons, Mage of the Moon, whatever the moon is, we want to play around it. And, yeah, call it a day. Maybe we should bring in Gaia's Revenge. Let's see what our opponent's doing with their, innovative build over there. Reforge the Soul. Very, very strange. Just using Reforge the Soul naturally. I haven't figured it out. Alright, this hand is a Sneaperoonie, so we'll keep it. And we'll bottom... We kind of want the Bounce Land. Like, we can explore to find additional land drop anyways, though, so I'm going to bottom the Gruul Turf. We have 4 lands. We have Force to interact with whatever our opponent might have. So another Grazer's not a fantastic top deck, not going to lie. We are going to fetch for basic Forest here to play around Blood Moon. We'll put in Boseiju, I guess, in the hopes that we can draw an Amulet, maybe. Stops us from playing turn 2 3-drop, but we don't really need to do that anyways, it looks like, so... Just mono red-green lands. Another Bounce Land's a fantastic draw. Well, I am going to explore here. We have a Grazer we can pitch to our Force whenever we need to, so... We'll play Castle and Simic and pick up basic... Actually, we'll pick up Boseiju. If we top deck Titan, we can cast it this upcoming turn. We have Grazer to pitch to Force if they have Blood Moon. We have Boseiju to interact, potentially. I don't know what they're doing yet, but... They exiled Past in Flames to March of Reckless Joy to exile the top 2 cards and play them until the end of next turn. They hit, oh, the top 3 cards. So they hit, because they paid 1 for X. So they hit Bergi, Boseiju, Reforge the Soul. Whenever you cast a spell, add red. Don't lose this mana as phases end. Creatures you control can boast twice during each of your turns rather than once. That probably doesn't matter. I don't actually know what boast does, so... You know, Titan. Okay, we found a Titan. I don't know if that does anything. What is this? Until the end of your next turn. So these others are exiled. I mean, I guess we're just going to play a Titan and hope we're not dead? We'll see. Does that make sense to Bojuka Bog them? I don't know. T-West Valakut potentially sets up for lethal. And also gives us an extra copy of Titan if they somehow kill our Titan, so I'm going to go with that. Yeah, see what our opponent can do here. Goblin and Archomancer. So it is a red-green storm deck. Each spell you cast as red or green costs 1 less. So basically Goblin Electromancer, but green-red. Well, not exactly. It's any green or red spell, so that is pretty good. Strike it rich. Our opponent's storming off over there. They're storming insane! Maybe we... forcing this treasure token doesn't do anything. Well, we're about to discard our hand and draw 7 cards, so I guess maybe we should force. We don't really want to draw these cards, so... whatever, I'm just doing it. They're gonna sacrifice this for a mana. It's like, whatever. This just adds to their storm count. I don't know, whatever. We could find Endurance. I don't know if we brought in Endurance. Oh, we didn't. Well, in Game 3 we will. Because probably Exile in their Graveyard will be relevant. March for 2. Okay. We found another force. Okay. I have to presume that we're dead here, but... this feels very lethal to me. They wish? I don't know what they wished for. It doesn't show us. Interesting. Strike it rich, okay. Strike it rich again, sure. Continuing to strike it rich, sure. Strike it rich as much as you want. Abundant Harvest. I guess we're supposed to hold the force in case they cast the backside of this, the horn or whatever. Manamorphose, okay. And they play the horn, sure. Definitely gonna force to hit that. And I don't think we're gonna be doing anything else, so we'll just yield permanently. How can our opponents say that they wonder why our deck still exists when they're literally playing Storm? Grape Shot. Finally. Dead. Finally. Fantastic. Alright, go to sideboarding. So we're playing against a Storm deck. We want all of our sagas back immediately. Bojuka Bog doesn't seem like it actually matters here. Explore is awful. Dismember, awful. I guess Explorer actually helps us find our, kill pieces, though. Explorer is better than nothing. Maybe we want Radiant Fountain as an untapped source. Actually, I guess it's probably better to have Cavern as a green source. Force of Vigor not really doing anything either, to be honest. Take Radiant Fountain, Explorer. We don't want a second Cavern, I don't think. Actually, I guess we do, since we have this spot. Yeah, we'll go this way. Try to be as linear as possible, I guess. Play first. Turn 1, Saga. Turn 2, Land Explorer. Turn 3, Float, get a Amulet. We can cast a Titan if we draw exactly 1 drop plus... not 1 drop. If we draw exactly a +1 ramp spell and a Titan, and 3 draws, probably not the move. So we can go Saga, Explore into Talari West, turn 3, transmute Talari West after getting an Amulet to find Summoner's Pact, and still not have turn... I think we can do better than this. Well, Double Saga makes this a turn 4 kill. If we find an Amulet, this is a turn 3 kill. We'll try it. Bottom Cavern, since the Misty getting a basic Forest could be relevant. Potentially. Play Saga, pass. Turn 4 might be too slow for this matchup. Maybe we still want the dismembers actually for their creatures, but I don't know. Dryad is decent. Still playing Saga here. If they force us, then we lose, and I'm okay with it. Not that it wouldn't be disappointing, because it definitely would, but I mean, it is what it is. Blood Moon. We didn't see it all of game 1, but they just happened to have Blood Moon. You never know. Float here. Go get our Amulet. Put in a Sanctuary. I guess, really, there's no reason to play Sanctuary there. We could have played Forest, but... yeah, that was kind of a mistake, but it's whatever. Play Misty and pass, and then just kill them next turn, so... kill me now, opponent. I assume they're gonna do the instant speed march again. Yep, March of Reckless Joy. Pitching March of Reckless Joy. They get to get an additional 3 cards. And those cards are Strike It Rich and Double Land. Okay. That's good for us. They can play the land from the March, which is interesting. It does say play, not cast. So, alright, Manamorphose. Yeah, them leading on Manamorphose feels very... we're gonna kill them next turn, to me. Unless they have a Blood Moon effect or something. Strike, okay. They do have Blood Moon. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, I'm glad I played my Misty, but we're probably gonna lose now. Yikes. Okay, we'll play land, and pass. And we didn't see Blood Moon all of game 1, but here it is, I guess. We could still draw Boseiju. I guess now we wish we had the forces still. And Archimancer, sure. I mean, we're not going to do anything, so we'll just yield. These are permanently exiled. Grazer. Yeah, not the top deck we were really hoping for, but... maybe we should be packing for a second Dryad here and just killing them that way. Ritual? Reforge the Soul. Okay. Well, I mean, now we will definitely be able to get our Titan mana in play, but... our opponent has 6 fresh cards, so I would be surprised if they couldn't kill us from here, but... classic opponent will salt at us and then just win. You know, whatever. Admittedly, to be fair, this is the type of deck that we should lose to. Like, kind of all-in combo decks like this, especially ones that can also play Blood Moon. Like, we're supposed to lose to a deck like this, so it's not like I'll be unhappy losing to this. It's just ironic it had to be from the person who decided to salt off against us, you know? Unfortunately, because we can draw Force or Boseiju here, it's not right for me to be yielding through the turn like this. Like, I have to just, like, sit here and respond to all their spells, because if they wheel again, we could hit something relevant, so, like... another Anarchomancer. I guess maybe they didn't find all the things they needed. And they can stockpile a bunch of mana, but... I wonder if they're killing us this turn or not. Yep. Oh, they hit the freaking Past in Flames. And Reforge. Interesting. Okay. Oh, they're going for the reforge right now. Okay. Oh, we still didn't hit a force. All right, I'm just gonna scoop it up then. Our opponents clearly won this game. Well, we ended up 2-3, which is not super fantastic, but our last match, we got paired against a deck that we probably shouldn't be beating anyways, so can't really do much there. We lost to the blue-white artifact deck, and I think that just having played the Amulet into a possible prismatic ending or portable hole did a lot of harm to us that match. I think that if we had been able to win that game, if we had played around the possibility of them having those cards, then we could have potentially won that match. What was the other deck that we lost to? Oh, blue-red prowess. And that's another difficult matchup. So, like, I'm not super surprised at our performance in this league. Definitely playing a little better against the blue-white deck could have gotten us the full league value, possibly, rather than half league value. But either way, it was a teachable moment, and I'm happy to have shared it with you guys. Yeah, didn't get to play the Guy's Revenge, which I'm not super surprised about either, because it's not like blue-white is, like, super popular at the moment. So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts about the list and what cards that you would play in it, and I'll see you guys for the next video. This is Redface Menace, signing off.